Shalom, friends. Welcome. It's good to be together. I want to invite you, if you'd like, as you're arriving, if you feel like you want to share how you're coming, where you're coming from, feel free to share your city, your geographical place, and your physical space and emotional space that you're coming to sit with and from. We find that it's sometimes helpful to kind of express, to write down, this is how I'm coming, this is where I'm coming from. And it's also great for you guys to see each other, to feel in contact with each other, to feel connected in this way. And once you've written in the chat, you can just come and invite your eyes to come to a close. We'll start with grounding in our bodies, arriving in this very precious space, meditation. 20 minutes in our day. For some of us, the beginning of the day. For some of us, the end. But for all of us, there is, if I may say, this courage of leaving aside the emails, the cooking, the anything you've been doing or anything that awaits you, to come and just sit, to come and just be, and to connect with the source of life. And so we continue our journey, our exploration of Hitbonenut meditations, contemplations, with really this question: how to meet God, how to feel the divine presence. And really the answer of Jewish sages is look around. Just look around. Anything that is around, anything is alive. Anything that is around has a spark of the divine source of life. And from anything and everything, we can learn an aspect of the divine. And this week, as we are welcoming the month of Shvat, the month of the new year of the trees, we continue our contemplations on trees. Each session, if you've been there, you notice that each session we look at a different aspect. And today I want to explore resilience with you. How trees are teachers for resilience. So let's sit, my friends. Let's come to feel the breath. We start with quieting, just a couple of minutes of quieting, feeling the body breathing. Feeling my breath coming in. Out. In again. And out. Feeling it with devotion, really. This nishmat chaim, this breath of life. And as I really just come to stillness and presence, there is something in me that can settle in this moment. And I want to invite us to contemplate this aspect of the beauty of the life of a tree, and especially the trees that lose their leaves in the winter and that blossom again in spring with, for some of them, flowers and then fruit. I want to invite you to choose a tree that you want to contemplate today. Again, preferably one that loses their leaves, because we're contemplating resilience. What is it like to lose everything at some point? And to live through it. So we're imagining our tree, maybe an apple tree. In the autumn, in the fall, losing its leaves, that first the leaves are changing colors. You know, for us, the beginning of the day is the evening, and the beginning of the year is the fall with Rosh Hashanah. So we start by dying in a way, and then we're reborn. So the tree starts by losing their leaves. They become yellow, orange, brown. They become drier, and then when they're ready, they fall by themselves, gracefully, right? That's the beauty of it, is that every phase of it is beauty. The unique grace of fall. That's why it's called the fall, because of the fall of the leaves of the trees, our teachers. Knowing how to let go of these garments, of this old skin, just like a snake before renewal. The wisdom of, in Hebrew we call it lehitpashet, hitpashtut, a kind of undressing, which is also really a deep, deep spiritual quality. Of removing layers, coming back to pashtut, simplicity, right? It's the same root to remove layers and to come to simplicity. That's what happens in the fall for the winter. So the leaves fall when they're ready. They find themselves on the ground. You can imagine the floor in the fall, all the leaves on the floor, and the smell of the leaves on the floor, especially when it's been raining, when it's moist. And how it may seem sad if we didn't know there was going to be a new season, a new spring. But because we know it, we can connect to the beauty of it, the resilience of the tree as part of its nature. And these leaves on the floor, the fallen leaves of the tree letting go of what it doesn't need anymore, the tree being ready to let go of a season, let go of something that's past, closing a circle and finding itself really bare. And trusting through it, trusting that it will make it through the winter. how in its bareness it can become like a beautiful sculpture in the sky. Bareness is beauty. And maybe you've experienced this in your life, or maybe you've seen people around you like this. That sometimes when we've lost important things, or when we've come to the end of a period and closed a circle, these moments of in between that we are bare, vulnerable perhaps, but so true. And there is so much grace and beauty in being true, nothing to hide, just the bare simplicity of our being. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's life's challenges taking things away from us that teach us this wisdom of being stripped bare, of Hitbonenut, of really removing layers, uncovering our hearts in truth, naked under the sky. And perhaps this is where we are after the war started in Israel. All of us Jews in this winter, maybe we're in this place, raw, bare under the sky of winter. But all the while, the fallen leaves are turning into ground. They're nourishing the earth. They're becoming part of the earth, of the richness of the earth. And from within, in the secret world, in the hidden world of the earth, just like in the hidden world of our souls, they're nourishing our roots. What's fallen away from us? What's left us stripped bare in the grace of our truth under the sky is now what is nourishing our roots from within, from under the earth, in the hiddenness of this winter. And maybe resilience starts here, with my roots, my soul being nourished by the very things that fell away from me, by the very losses I experienced. It's this idea in the Jewish tradition that there is purification of the soul, of the being, that happens for some reason through suffering. It becomes like suffering is like the fire that purifies gold. Like the fallen leaves that become the compost, which is going to be nourishing my roots, nourishing my soul, making me stronger and richer. From what I learned when I have nothing more to prove, from what I learned when my heart cracks open because I was broken. And feel free, if you'd like, to place a hand on this heart and a hand on this belly. Sitting as this tree, like this is my trunk and I'm hugging my own trunk. This resilient being. It can be reborn every season. And here we are in the month of Shvat, the month where the sap rises in the trunk of the tree from the earth, slowly but surely all the way up towards the sky again. And soon, in its own time, when it's ready, a little bud will appear, will just come out of my bare branches. And this bud is going to become a very tiny, graceful, tender green, light green leaf. So tiny, so beautiful, like a miniature sculpture. Fresh and tender and still vulnerable. But it broke through the wood, it broke through the trunk. It broke through my skin of wood to reveal itself into the world. And maybe for some tree it's going to become a flower. Beautiful, scented, graceful flower. And this flower, in its own time, is going to become a fruit. Delicious. With its unique scent and taste. Nourishing for the world. And this is the teaching of resilience of the trees. That falling becomes really the rich soil from where my roots can grow and from where a new season can blossom. And it may not be a coincidence why the tree is really a metaphor for Torah and for life, because it shows us the cycle that starts all over again, the cycle of life. It starts all over again, season after season. All we have to do is to trust the process and to honor this moment. If we're in the winter of our lives, if we're in the winter of our souls, to trust, to remember that there are deep processes at work right now and that they will blossom in their own time. A beautiful breath in, beautiful breath out. I hope you keep this image. The next time you need it, I want to invite you to thank yourselves for making the time to sit today. And I want to invite you to fill yourself with love and to go and share it with the world. Thank you, friends. We'll see you next Monday.